ado, let's jump right into the stories. And it's Black Monday in the NFL, folks. And the firing started yesterday. They were not holding anything back. As soon as the game was over, they fired this man, head coach for the Jets, Adam Gase. And this, did anybody not see this coming? Was anybody thinking that this man was still going to have a job as the Jets head coach come, after week 17? This man can't coach. I mean, this is why you don't tank, because you don't reap the benefits of your tanking, and now you just look like a bum and nobody's gonna hire you. So don't tank. Stop tanking. And Adam Gase fell for the tank, and now he's out of the Jets. So I'm assuming the Jets fans are very thrilled about this. I would not want this man anywhere near my organization. So Jets fire Adam Gase, rightfully so. Sam Darnold, hopefully he can get back on track. Hopefully he's not totally ruined. Hopefully this entire Jets franchise isn't totally ruined by having Adam Gase be here for, what was he there, 3 seasons? 2-3 seasons? Nothing good, though. But they did not stop there. Jags fire their head coach, Doug Marone, however you pronounce his dumb last name. That may have been a little bit too far. But anyway, Jags fire head coach Doug Marone. And this, once again, did anybody not see this coming? Once again, don't tank. You won't be able to reap the benefits of your tank. I mean, this man thought he was going to have Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback. Now he's not. He doesn't even have a job. So, I mean, this man can't coach either. I never even liked him. Where was he before? Buffalo? Is that right? I mean, wherever he was before, he wasn't getting it done. I don't even know why he was the head coach here. I don't get that decision at all. But yeah, he didn't make it work. They won one game, not competitive in like all their games. Now they were competitive yesterday, so I will give them that. But it's a little too late, right? Don't you think? So 1 win, tanking, not good. Got rid of all their good pieces, Ramsey and Ngakoue. Trying to do some quarterback changes. You go from Gardner Minshew to Glenn, and back to Minshew, back to Glenn, and it's not working. Nothing worked here. So Doug Monroe, Jags fans, I'm sure are happy about this one. And now, really, I mean, every coach that we wanted to get fired or thought should get fired really did get fired. The one coach that, still in the league right now is Anthony Lynn, who, we really thought should be fired for losing close games. And it's not just, losing close games this season. It dates back to last season and, 2 seasons before that. So he still wasn't fixing that until he went on this kind of, 3-4 winning streak at the end of the season. And I thought it really saved his job. But as breaking news breaks, this one broke here a couple of minutes ago, call it half hour ago, Chargers did in fact fire Anthony Lynn, and it did kind of surprise me. I was on the bandwagon of firing him, early in the season, probably around week, 11, 10. I was like, all right, this is enough. You have all these pieces. Everybody says, oh, Chargers are just, plug and play quarterback away from being in the playoffs, being a Super Bowl contender, and they haven't gotten anywhere these last 2 seasons. What did they lose? First round of the playoffs last season? So truly unfortunate for Anthony Lynn here. He went 12-4 last season, but still couldn't get it done. They finished 7-9 this season. I thought he kind of did enough to save his job, at least for one more season. Ending on a 4-game win streak. They finished 7-9, not bad for a rookie quarterback. Absolutely 7-9. I take that. So really kind of surprising here. Not too surprising if count the totality of what he's kind of done there. No real deep playoff runs, always overhyped. Not winning the close games, it's got to be, the biggest factor of why he's not there. That really comes down to coaching. If you're not doing good in the fourth quarter, which the Chargers really don't, they don't put up that many points in the fourth quarter. Once again, coaching, losing close games, coaching, not getting your team to buy in, not getting that team's conditioning right. Why are you guys fizzling out in the fourth quarter? That's when games are won and lost, and y'all took the losing route most of the time. So we do feel bad for Anthony Lynn. Out of the 3 head coaches, Adam Gase, Doug Marone, and Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn should definitely have another job, whether it's an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, whatever he wants. He really should be able to kind of still get a job in the league, whereas Adam Gase and Doug Monroe really should be blackballed. Get them out of the league. They don't contribute anything. They're locker room, disruptors. They can't coach. They cannot lead men. So why do I want them on my football team? I don't. Now, Anthony Lynn, I would still like on my football team. He seems like a great guy, seems like a great motivator. Just, as a head coach, probably not his gig. And this is not a knock at Anthony Lynn. I mean, head coach positions are not made for everybody, and it's very hard to have, consistent success as a head coach. I mean, what do we got here in the league? Bill Belichick, he's truly an outlier of what he's done for 20 straight seasons of being a great head coach. Then you got maybe John Harbaugh, maybe kind of the second, longest running Mike Tomlin. I mean, having success at the highest level of a head coach is not easy. So, Anthony Lynn seems like a great guy and should still have a job here. He'll definitely get picked up. I definitely believe that. Alrighty, and now this broke. I don't know who's talking nonsense over here, but Nick Saban is considering Adam Gase and Bill O'Brien for Alabama's offensive coordinator job. Are you kidding me? Adam Gase, did you see what he's doing with the offense? It's not good. And Bill O'Brien, he'll ruin your team. He'll start trading away players. You can't even do that in college, but he'll find a way to ruin your future in Alabama. So I don't know what Nick Saban is seeing. Maybe Adam Gase for an offensive coordinator job is decent, but I still hate his play calling, and I'll never like his play calling. So I don't know what Nick Saban is thinking here. Maybe he wants to be out next year, and he knows if he hires one of these people, when he makes the exit, they'll ruin the franchise, they'll ruin the brand of Alabama, and then Nick Saban will be even elevated even more, be like, damn, see what Nick Saban did? I mean, they try to bring in, Adam Gase or Bill O'Brien, and they instantly ruin the franchise. So maybe this is an out for Nick Saban, because this does not make sense. Maybe they'll have success in the college level. I mean, no team plays defense in college, and this is kind of what their offensive game plans are based off. They're like, all right, if nobody plays defense, we'll be good with these plays. So maybe they'll work in college. All right, the whole controversy from the Eagles-Washington game. Doug Pederson says, yeah, I was coaching to win after benching Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter and starting that other quarterback. And then, the reason that Doug Pederson gave for starting the quarterback instead of Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter was that he was doing good in practice, so he wanted to give him some game time minutes. You don't do that if you're losing. You put in, your third string, your fourth string, who's really been good in practice but isn't good. That's why they're third string. That you put them in when you're up by like 50 points in the fourth quarter when there's only 1 minute left and there's no way you lose the game. That's when you play the people that are really putting in all the work but just aren't that great to really start an NFL game. That's when you put these quarterbacks and players in, not when you're losing, Doug. So, hey, he said he was coaching to win. Trying to get some, players that have been putting in the hard work, some game time minutes. What do you want from the man? So there's that explanation from that man. Alrighty, Deshaun Watson on the Texans. Holy cow, this quote. There is no real foundation in view. Everybody sees it, and everybody knows that. Yeah, he went out and said that. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, Deshaun Watson's the only one that can really talk on this team. The entire offense is not good besides him and Brandon Cooks. The entire defense is not good besides maybe J.J. Watt. But yeah, I mean, no foundation in view. Bill O'Brien traded away your foundation 2 seasons ago when he traded for Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil, and now Kenny Stills not even there, and Laramie Tunsil is still getting injured. So you have no first-round pick. That's the Dolphins. Thank you, Bill O'Brien, for ruining this franchise for years to come. No foundation. They have no head coach. The head coach was, I believe, also the general manager. I think Bill O'Brien kind of oversaw everything and kind of facilitated all the trades. So you can pin it on Bill O'Brien for literally destroying this Texans franchise for at least 5 to 7 seasons. They have no first round pick. That means no big help immediately for Deshaun Watson. So next year they'll still be pretty bad, but Deshaun Watson will still be pretty good. So they'll have to start building in 2022. So Texans fans, long road ahead of y'all. Not looking good. Alrighty, this was a little scary. Mike Evans got a little injured in the game yesterday, and Bruce Arians on Mike Evans' knee injury quote, "We don't think there's any serious damage," which is good. Now, if you watched it, it looked like there was some serious damage there, but hopefully there's not, because Tom Brady's looking real good. 4 touchdowns last week. Antonio Brown got in the action. Mike Evans got in some action as well. So this Bucs team is hitting their stride at the right moment, right when the playoffs start, which is perfect for them. They kind of have an easier opponent. I mean, they have Washington in the first round, which Washington's got a great defense, but that offense is so atrocious, folks. Oh my goodness, that offense of Washington, not good. So hopefully Mike Evans is good to go. Love to see this man healthy. He's such a great wide receiver, great weapon, great height, great speed, great catching ability, and Tom Brady loves the man. So hopefully nothing too serious here, but it did not look good. I mean, this man was like literally shaking at the knees, hobbling as he was trying to walk off the field. Did not look good, but we wish this man the best. Alrighty, and this is something that we have to kind of keep in mind, take it into consideration, but we won't know for sure until probably next season, maybe even 2 seasons down the road. So 2020 was the highest scoring NFL regular season in the league's 101-year history, 12,692 points scored in total throughout the regular season. This is the first season in NFL history with 12,000 plus points. So you go first season with 12,000 plus, and then 600 yards after the 12,000. So huge upgrade here in points. Now we have to maybe start kind of moving our metric on like completion percentage and touchdown to interception ratio. So we have to kind of take the season with a grain of salt, kind of see what happens in the next season or two, and then maybe change our metric, because we just saw Josh Allen complete like 69%, which is like crazy. I mean, to have an NFL quarterback complete like 70% of his passes for the entire season is absolutely like, that's Hall of Fame. That's like potential GOAT category numbers. So the fact that Josh Allen's doing it his 3rd season, it may just be a tonal shift in the league where we have to kind of start moving our metric. You know, we kind of say 62 to 65% completion percentage is real good, but you know, if this trend keeps going of where it is, we may have to move the goalpost to like 65 to like 67%. That's good. Everything's above 67 is like real good. So we may have to move the metric a little bit. Let's kind of see how the season, you know, ends up playing out. Was it, you know, due of all the COVID, or is the league just kind of going in more passing direction, which, you know, it kind of is. So we'll have to kind of come back to this tweet maybe next season. Keep this in mind. Maybe metrics need to be changed of how we kind of grade quarterbacks and what now is actually good and what's actually not good in quarterbacks in the NFL. So let's come back to this tweet maybe next year. We'll see you next year, maybe. Alrighty. All right, last 2 stories here. Jared Goff kind of up in the air whether he's going to play or not. He had surgery. Now, Ian Rappaport says that he was able to throw yesterday, but they still weren't going to play him because he had thumb surgery a couple of days before that. So he'll be 12 days after thumb surgery of when, you know, the Seahawks play the Rams in their first playoff game. So is Jared Goff going to be able to go? Huge question mark. Now, we saw John Wolford. Ooh, not looking that great. Not looking that great out there. We'll kind of cover him a little bit more when we get to the game, but I would not want to see John Wolford versus the Seahawks defense. We just saw Jared Goff against the Rams defense. They put up 9 points. I mean, this was literally, 2 weeks ago in the same circumstances, Rams at Seahawks. So not looking good if you're the Rams, and Seahawks looking like they're about to win their first playoff game. And speaking of playoffs, here it is, folks. Congratulations to the Chiefs and the Packers wrapping up that number 1 seed. First round byes, fantastic. So we're going to quickly kind of give you our first initial reactions, our first initial thoughts on all these playoff matchups. And then, you know, later in the week, we'll, you know, officially guess and react to the line. So here we go. In the AFC, we got Bills Colts. Oh my goodness. Bills are going to absolutely destroy the Colts. Do you understand me? Phillip Rivers is still not playing good. They still can't score in the second half of games. Phillip Rivers is still turning the ball over in the second half of games. So Colts have to go into cold Buffalo. Do you think Phillip Rivers is going to be up for that? No. Buffalo, I mean, they're picking apart every single I mean, we're talking about good defenses. We're talking about the number 1 defense of Miami. Absolutely shredded them. I could not believe what I was seeing yesterday. This Bills team is the real deal. They're the best team in the AFC. They're the best team in the league, hands down. And they are going to roll the Colts. Now, this is going to be probably Phillip Rivers' last game, which, you know, I'm kind of excited for, to get this man out of the league. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He's an above-average quarterback who hasn't done anything big in his career. Yes, he's got longevity stats, which is, you know, that's still good. I do like longevity stats because taking care of your body, not getting injured, that is still a talent and a skill, folks. I don't want to hear it. So he's got longevity stats. Everything else is really not that great. Really kind of high turnovers, not reliable, not good in the big games. Is that Hall of Fame worthy? I think the Hall of Fame's been a little watered down, but hey. So Bills big. I would just bet it now. Whatever the line is, swallow the points. Swallow it before it gets any higher. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's probably like 9.5. Bills minus 9.5, and I'll take it all the way up to Bills minus 50, folks. Take it. Bills minus 50. They blow out the Colts. They don't score. The Colts won't put up more than 10 points. All right. Steelers, Browns, and advantage Mike Tomlin. The Browns just showed their game plan 100% last week because they had a fight to get in the playoffs where Mike Tomlin was like, yeah, we're going to kind of rest our players. Yeah, we'll rest. We'll kind of put some stuff out there that you can't use for tape. We'll kind of do some weird plays. But we got your whole playbook. Thank you, Browns, for having to win that game last week. So advantage Mike Tomlin, advantage Steelers, Big Ben, a little rested, a little healthier. I mean, the Browns barely beat Mason Rudolph. They were a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up with like less than a minute left in the game. So, and they were at home, must-win game for the Browns. I mean, I don't know. Can't trust Baker Mayfield too much. Steelers defense healthier, Big Ben healthier. Everything's really kind of lining up. Steelers at home. I think the Steelers get it done. Ravens, Titans. The way the Titans have been playing, I do kind of want to like them, and I have been a kind of a big proponent of the Titans, but, giving up all those points to the Texans last week and, troubling to score and all this, this Ravens team, they're going to beat the Titans. This is a revenge game from last season when the Titans beat the Ravens in the playoffs, and then we had the infamous quote of Lamar Jackson saying we didn't game plan for Derrick Henry. Well, I can guarantee you the Ravens are going to definitely game plan for Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill doesn't have success when Derrick Henry doesn't have success. So we like the Ravens, we like the Steelers, and we like the Bills. Let's go to the NFC. Bears, Saints, folks. Come on. Saints. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's Mitch Trubisky. We just said Packers minus 17 last week, and they won by 19. Now they have to go into New Orleans. Not looking good there for the Bears, so Saints all day on that one. Seahawks, Rams, got to go Seahawks again. Jared Goff, John Wolford, really not going to make a difference. We just saw what Jared Goff did at full strength, at full capacity 2 weeks ago. They put up 9 points. They'll put up 9 points again. Seahawks love them all day. And then Bucks and Washington. And I do want to root for Washington, but this offense is not good. You cannot put Alex Smith in there anymore. I'd say you start Terry Heineke, whatever Heineke's the last name. Who cares about his first name? And so I do want to root for Washington, but this offense is not good. Now, the Washington's defense is good, and it will probably give Buccaneers and Tom Brady a little bit of trouble. But at the end of the day, you got to put up points, and Washington won't. They will not put up really any points here. If they put up 14, that's probably their ceiling, and Tom Brady's got all the weapons in the world. They'll figure out this Washington defense. Washington's not going to put up any points, so, Tom Brady can really kind of wait until the fourth quarter to really start figuring things out if it gets that bad. So like the Bucks, like the Seahawks, and like the Saints early on. Alrighty, that was all the stories we needed to get into. So